Hey, this is JC. Welcome to Urban Knife Guy, where we explore the urban lifestyle and jungle survival. Today we're going to have a look at the Cold Steel Bushman knife, and this is the Bowie design. And I'll show you the survival kit that I designed and built into this knife. First, if you watch this channel regularly but have not subscribed, please do so to help the channel out. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, do check out my shop links in the pinned comment or description below. You can even join as a channel member for exclusive content. Thanks a lot. When I first saw this years ago, I honestly wasn't very impressed. In fact, I didn't even think about it much because I thought it was a bit hokey, a bit ugly, a bit cheap looking and gimmicky. But recently it was on sale, so I decided, okay, I'll just get it and I'll see if it'll disappoint me as much as I expected. But I was surprised, pleasantly surprised, because I thought it's actually pretty good. And there are several reasons for that. The first is the price. It's only about 18 to 20 US dollars, and if you get it at a discount, maybe even cheaper. Now, if you think about it, a Mora Knife Companion, which is a very popular knife, is about 15 to 20 US dollars, depending where you get it from and depending where you buy it. So, and this is considered a really good knife, great for beginners, newbies, as well as experienced outdoor people. So kind of a standard, cheap, entry-level budget knife. But I think if you are new to bushcraft and you have a small knife, but you want to explore a larger knife, I think this is fantastic. It's a great price, as already mentioned, but I think because of the price and due to the construction, you can beat it around, abuse it a bit, and get to learn new skills and improve your skills before you invest in a bigger knife. And because it's so big, you get to be used to a bigger knife as well, how to handle a bigger knife safely. So that's a really good reason. And there's one final reason. The final reason is the knife really lends itself to building a kit in it and around it. Much like the Mora Knife Companion, I built a kit around it. So this is an emergency survival kit. I've shared how I did this in a previous video. Do check it out in the link in the card above or description below. And I've done something similar with the Bushman, but of course a completely different concept because of what the knife is in terms of the design. First, just a quick look at the knife. That's how it looks like. It's very simple. In fact, it's made from one piece of SK5 steel, which is a high carbon steel, and then the handle is rolled over. So it's one piece to form a handle, and it comes with a sheath just like that. This is a Secure X sheath, it's a plastic sheath, and there's a ferro rod which goes in just like that. So this is it, a very simple product, but as I said, it's great for you if you're new to bushcraft, new to going outdoors. Because you can build a kit around it, it forces you to be creative, it forces you to plan and think of what items you might need in an emergency survival situation, and then figure out how you could build it or incorporate it with this product. Well, that's exactly what I did, and here it is. So I put different things together, and I created this kit. Let's just have it all look around. Now, it may just appear cosmetic in the beginning, but I'll share with you all the details in just a bit. But there you have the sheath, and for the knife, it's fit very well inside, but to deploy it's pretty simple. Just use your thumb, kind of press it to force it open, and it deploys. And this is the knife. As you can see, it's a single piece of metal which is kind of rolled at the handle. And it's actually hollow inside, and there's a reason for it to be hollow. The idea is for you to take a stick, put it inside to form a spear. There's also a hole, which I'll put a lanyard through now. Now this hole allows you to put a screw inside to hold the stick in place, or you could use an awl from a Swiss Army knife and then make a small peg and hammer it in so that you hold the staff or the stick in place and then you have a spear. But I knew from the start I would never use a spear or use this as a spear, so I'll use it as a hollow channel for a survival knife. Kind of a makeshift Rambo knife if you think about it. Now let's just talk quickly about the knife itself. So the blade length is 7 inches, the handle length is 5 1/4 inches, overall length is just over 12 inches. So it's a nice, impressive size, but very lightweight because it's a single piece of metal. SK5 high carbon steel, it can rust, so you do have to take care of it. There is a coating, but over time, coating will come out, it'll rust, so keep it dry and then oil it. It's got a hollow grind, and the tip, as you can see, is quite thin. So I'm quite sure this is not going to take much abuse if you try to pry with it. The overall blade thickness is only 2.5 millimeters. That's the same thickness as the Moronov companion, so it's not thick, but just due to its one-piece construction, it is strong. You can batten with this and you can do quite a lot of work with it. And again, because of the price, even if you abuse it and it kind of breaks maybe, it's still fine. You aren't going to feel bad, but you get used to a big knife. One thing you have to take note of, like a lot of bushcraft knives, there isn't a guard, there isn't even a sharpening choy for this, so just be careful, don't stab, because if you stab, there's no guard and you can cut yourself there. So not really designed as a stabbing knife or a weapon, so to speak, but great, I think, as a bushcraft knife. You get used to wielding a large blade, working with a large blade when doing finer tasks, and then you of course can use it as a big blade as well. Alright, so that's the knife, and let me show you the changes that I've done, or rather the modifications and add-ons to make a Swiss Army knife survival kit. So I have a fire kit and I have a water kit. So I'll talk about the fire kit first. Fire kit is very simple. It's all the way inside. Can you see it right there? I have a Swiss Army knife inside, and I also have a straw with cotton infused with petroleum jelly and sealed up in that straw. And everything is stuffed inside, and the straw acts as a wedge. There's no sound, no rattle, no movement whatsoever. It's really wedged in there. But for double security, I put a paracord through that Swiss Army knife, and that just went through the keyring. So even if for whatever reason, I'm going to show you now, I'm going to push it out. See, even if it kind of rattles out due to whatever reason, I'm never going to lose that knife because it's in there. This packet I might lose, but again, if you do not push it from the front, there's no way this is coming out. And that's the straw over there. So the way this is made is very simple. You get a cotton ball, you get some Vaseline, and you kind of soak this, break this apart, and then just rub it well with the Vaseline so that it's all coated. And then you take a straw and you'd seal one end by taking a pair of pliers and then taking a lighter and just light it, and you'd seal off one end. And then you'd stuff all the cotton wool inside, cut it to size, clamp it down again, and just use the lighter to heat it. And that's how you get this sealed up straw. So it's waterproof, yet everything is contained inside, and there's one full ball of cotton inside. So this serves two purposes. It's tinder for me, so I can strike light a fire easily in the jungle if I need. It often gets really wet, and in a survival emergency situation, if I really cannot get tinder, I have this straw with me. And as mentioned, this just goes in like that, and together they get pushed in, and now it's really wedged in. This doesn't come out unless you really push it out from the front. Now, the Swiss Army knife here is actually the lumberjack. Now, the lumberjack originally comes with red scales. I changed it for these black scales. And the lumberjack basically is the precursor to the Walker. The Walker has red Celador scales. It's a small knife. It's got a main blade, a combo tool, but it's got a saw. And that's what is very important to me in the jungle, because you can't really pick up dry wood from the ground a lot of times because it's just so wet and humid. You need a saw to process. And I do carry a folding saw with me with my loadout. But again, this is redundancy. It's an emergency kit, so I want that with me, and I felt it's important to have a tool like that. So I do have a ferro rod, which is the Firefly ferro rod. And in terms of the tweezers, right, hard for me to get it there, but I'll just show you. The tweezers I have there is exactly the same as the one I have with my Victorinox Camper. It's been modified to have sharp ends, so you can pick out stings if you need easily. So that's in there as well. So everything is snug and fit. Just push it in, and that's not going anywhere. Now, there's not as much space as it might seem. Like on the camera, it looks like there's a lot of space. But if you have solid objects, you can't really fill it up. This is jam-packed already. However, if you have soft items like maybe tinder, kindling, matches, you could roll up in a plastic bag and put it inside, and that would be a really good fire kit as well. But personally for me, I wanted a tool-based fire kit, so I went with this. So that's the fire kit in the handle. Let's talk about the water kit. The water kit is right here. So this is the front of the sheath. This is the back against your body where the belt clip is. So I felt I wanted to put it behind because it'll be protected from any punctures, because what I have under here is basically a plastic bag. So it's a large heavy duty plastic bag. Now I could get one of those specialty plastic bags for water, but I can't find any here at a reasonable price. So I just got a good freezer bag that's nice and thick. And I also got some coffee filters. I got these small versions because they can fold up smaller, and I also have some water purification tabs. Now all these go into the plastic bag. I fit them all in, and then I take the packet of folded plastic and I put it against the sheath, and then I use gaffer's tape to tape it in place so that it's held down. And later I'd use the camouflage gauze tape, which is self-adhesive, and I wrapped it all around, and that's what holds everything in place. And if you look over here, it's actually done in two parts, and that's because of the ferro rod holder. So the camo tape goes over here, I cut it and ended it, and then I had another piece over here. You can see the plastic right here, so that's the whole bag over there. Now the ferro rod, as a result, actually is held in slightly tighter. It still can come out, but it's much tighter. But I think that's a good thing, because this would be my kind of my emergency rod, not something we use again. So I've got one emergency rod, and I've got a redundancy ferro rod in my Swiss Army knife. So this goes in here, nice and tight, not afraid that will come off. And then this goes in here, and that's a secure fit. So just in case you're wondering what sort of tape this is, it's basically like a sports athletic tape, but it's gauze, it's very flexible, it's stretchy, and then it sticks on itself. Let's see if I can just look for an opening here. Yeah, that's how it looks like. So a bit stretchy, and then I believe the military uses this to cover their gear, their guns and stuff like that if they want. So that's something you can get one row. I probably used about 3/4 of the row for this entire project. But there you have it. This is my survival kit, a fire and water kit built into the Cold Steel Bushman. Now, what do you think of the kit? Have you built something similar? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.